Hello, and welcome to the World of Ravinia podcast, where we follow the tale of a group of college adventurers learning their trade in the classroom and real world at once. I am Dungeon Master Menvale. The party prepares to make the last leg of their journey back to the college and to try and explain what has transpired to the faculty and those students who would know of some of the relevant parties. Now let us find out what happens as we return to the world of Ravinia. All right, everybody, welcome back. So it's 6:30 in the morning. You are in Alrezen in your hotel room with the inn room. Uh, Vincent, did you stay in the room or were you just staying near the place that you wanted to get into? I can't remember.
Pretty sure they weren't in the room.
Okay, that's what I thought. And did anybody go with you? Because I feel like you asked somebody.
I think he was trying to convince me.
Oh, that's not good. Oh God, that's gonna be fun. The shop's extension is down after the update.
Yay, we're down to bartering.
And me having to actually keep the items chart open. Vincent, you there?
I don't think he's back yet.
Oh, I thought it was Gargon that stepped away.
Oh,
No, Vincent's trying to talk. He's glowing, but we can't hear him.
Yeah.
no, my screen, it looks like he's deafened.
Deafened and
Yeah, it
muted.
usually does that if you're changing settings in your voice and video for Discord.
Try to talk now, Vincent.
Vincent, can you hear us now?
You might have to go out and go back in to Discord. I had to do that a few times. No, nothing.
Testing.
Yeah, we can see you light up when you start talking, but we're not hearing anything.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay.
Yay!
Responding to me this whole time. Like, everybody's just ignoring me. Okay.
He probably had such a good story going too.
All right. So my
Oh.
I was saying, is this are we in? I don't really remember where we were at. So are we
So
in?
you guys were in Alrezen.
Okay.
Everybody was. It's 6:30 in the morning. I'm assuming everybody was in bed, basically just getting up in the morning. I couldn't remember if you left the inn to go wait outside of the place you were trying to break into where you got caught the last time.
No, I think I was going to try to convince somebody to be a distraction for me, so I can go in and.
Yes. They were trying to figure out who you were trying to convince because I don't have any notes that you actually had convinced anybody.
Do we? Mm, let me think about it. I don't know if Ellie seems like the appropriate partner in crime for this, and Soul's not here, so Unless
Saul's going to be probably another hour.
how many days do we have left until we have to be back?
1 second, let me grab.
Like I'm in another realm, so
So you're on. You have to be back at the college by the 16th. It's the 13th, and
We had
you
a
have
scheduled
your
fight.
scheduled match in the Crystal on the 18th.
Yeah. For the picking a lock thing, it could just be any lock, or
Yeah,
okay. I don't think my
it has to be an exceptional lock, so a DC 20.
So I just need to go to a locksmith that has a DC 20 lock for sale, and then pick it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. I think that'll be a lot easier than trying to get myself arrested again. So I think I'll spend my morning first to see if there's a lock seller around town.
Yeah, 1 second. I just gotta find. Go. But not that. All right. So your options are to basically just go outside and check around what's in the market, or to try and go to a specific shop. But I'm just checking if there's anything that would stand out. See one thing. You don't actually have a deity, so it's not like you could go to a specific temple that might have been of use. Let's see here. What's nearby? If you want, give me an investigation check to try and see if you can figure out what's nearby that would have the option of basically what you're looking for. Oh, yeah. Okay. So yeah, you'll definitely be able to find something. I just got to figure out.
Like a blacksmith or a lock. In a city like this, there's no like locksmith or.
There is, but I don't actually have the shop for them right now because the shop's app is down.
Yeah.
Which is sort of where things have gone awry here, and I'm having to figure out where in the market. Okay, you're told there's 3 shops nearby that might have what you're looking for in or near the market. Let me is it not that. Drop that in the chat so it's easier for you to get to it. Okay, so you're here at Fortune's Wheel. They said the Soggy Wagon, which is right there, might. Upper Market or Emerald Market, which is not a gem trading place. That's just what they happen to name the place. Because you guys went there once before thinking it would be about gems, and they do not sell gems at all.
All right. Well, I'll just let folks know that I've got to go lock hunting this morning.
Okay.
And see if anybody wants to come along, or if not, I'll take off and do my hunt.
Anybody? Does anybody need to go to the market with him?
Not unless there's somewhere I could see if we could pick up a quick little quest so I can try and get my damage taken. But that's the main thing that I'd be focusing on while we're here. Because I know we have that combat at the crystal, but if we can get closer to our totals, probably be better.
I could stab you real fast.
I don't. We have
You've been informed already that will not work.
Yes. And we're not sure if I fight Ellie, if that would work either. Oh. Remember, we are being watched.
We can go get into a bar brawl.
And Drake, I definitely would not be down for just randomly starting fights for no
Yeah,
reason.
Yeah.
That's kind of against his whole way he's always been.
I think a giant elephant might cause a little bit of attention. Just saying.
Then again, who knows? We could just go to the market, see if there's anybody trying to pickpocket people. Try and stop them, and that could do the same thing, I hope.
Well, you guys could go over to that high-end hotel and insult the bouncers.
could result in death.
Yeah, I was going to say, and in drinking, I wouldn't be like, yeah, sure. However, stopping people from like robbing somebody or picking up a quest. Well, we're starting out at one of the taverns, right?
Yeah,
They got any quests that are local or even have a quest board?
they do. Give me just what? What? Oh, no, I don't need that. What did I just do? I accidentally started creating an item instead of a note. There we go. All right. All right. So I need. Share record, and share record. All right. Figured this just makes things easier. So there are the 3 shops that you got told might have them, and then other things they also have for sale. In the case of the Emerald Market, where it literally says just book, that's literally a blank book. It's for writing in before you ask.
So yeah, I will approach the Emerald Market first,
Okay.
and I'll greet the shopkeeper.
So the Emerald Market is run by a male tiefling with blue skin and a coiled tail that comes up into almost the shape of a trident at the tip, with this long handlebar mustache that comes down past his chin.
So, top of the morning to you, my good sir.
He looks at you and you watch his eyes, which should be vertical, they're actually horizontal, and they snap shut and open. So like the slits basically come, like the eyes close the opposite way. They close like from the sides instead of top and bottom. And he just looks you over, gives you a smile, puts his hands together, and greetings, my young friend.
I'm gonna gulp
you?
at the. Go ahead.
What brings you here? as he sets down a book on his table.
I'm in a search a lock, but it's got to be a really difficult lock to pick.
Motions you over to. You see a bunch of tools: a lantern, a sledgehammer, a couple of sets of clothes just hanging on a wall next to some instruments, a drum, a sack with tools sticking out of it. And he basically just says, anything of use in that nature would be over there. And he points to the opposite wall, and you see a warhammer, an axe, a suit of chain shirt hanging on the wall, and just goes, on that side of the shop, you'll find wares that meet other useful needs. And his smile opens for a second, and his little snake tongue sticks out at you and back in. So if you're looking at the link that I sent you in the chat, pretty much the first 3 sections for adventuring gear, rations, and tools are over on the far right side of his little tent, and everything from the bottom sections of weapons and weapons are on the left, and any magical items are noted behind a glass case behind him.
Does the glass case locked?
You can't tell from where you're standing. He has basically a counter in front of him that he's behind. The glass case is behind that. But you
So I'm
know,
not.
as you move around the store, you watch his head sort of weaving back and forth, side to side, like a snake watching its prey.
Yeah. So I'm assuming I'm not finding any locks for sale then.
Literally, if you look, there is a exceptional lock in the adventurer gear section.
Oh. Oh, it says lock except okay, yeah. So I'm gonna ask him for how much this one is.
You see, he eyes you up and down once or twice and goes, I could be parted with that for 45 gold pieces.
45 gold pieces. I look at the lock as I'm considering it. I examine it all professionally. I'm like, I don't know, for that much, I might be willing to buy it, but I'll have to test it first.
And he steps out from behind the counter. You watch as he flips down the other side where he came out, comes over to you, and you hear this soft crunching as you look at his dark purple hoofed feet approaching you. And he simply draws something out of his pocket, puts the key in the lock and turns it, and then snaps it back shut. It works fine.
Yeah, sure. If you got the key.
And he's looking at you like, yes, it comes with the key.
Yes. But how easy is this thing?
Uh, you see his eyes narrow for a second, and he just holds the lock in his hand, and you watch as he flicks his wrist, and you see a tiny metal thread slide out from the wrist of his sleeve. He wiggles it around a bit and then pops it open, snaps it back shut. It works fine. And then taps the metal wire back into his sleeve.
Just pick the lock in front of me.
Yep.
Like, oh, I'm not going to spend that much gold on something that could be picked that easily.
And you can see he smiles and he leans down a bit and he goes, perhaps your skills are not as good as mine.
I'm going to be offended by this. I just kind of pat my chest and say, my skills aren't as good as yours. How much you want to bet my skills aren't as good as yours? Let me stat lock and I'll show you just how good my skills are.
You can see he's looking you over. It's like he's going to make a perception check on you. Just want to see what you're wearing. Okay. Carried, not worn. Okay. You never make it easy to find something. I wish the search was a little bit easier. Oh, that's weird. Nothing. Okay. This. Nothing. This. Just got to check one thing to see. Okay, no, he doesn't have anything of use there. Nothing would trigger from that. Yeah, apparently no. Okay. Why are you so curious? Why do you wish to get your hands on this?
Because I'm looking for a really good lock. But besides all of that, you just challenged my ability to pick a lock. So, as a matter of pride, you can't just make a claim that my skills aren't as good as you. And then,
And you watch a big smile come across his face as the corner of his mouth tug up literally almost to his eyes. Child, I have stolen from gods and sold them their own wares back. And then pulls out his necklace and goes, before I found my wayward path back to the divine. Do not walk the path I once went, but know that I have never forgotten that which I learned.
yeah, I don't have the courage to steal from gods and then sell it back, but I definitely could pick a lock better than you.
You can see he's thinking for a minute. How about a wager then?
All right, if I can't pick the lock better than you, then I'll pay double what you're asking for that lock. If I can, then you have to sell it to me for 90% off.
I will go you one better. If you win our bet, the lock is yours free and clear. But if I win,
Deal.
did you say deal without hearing what
Oh,
he
I
wants
thought
in
you were done.
return?
I thought you were done talking. Sorry.
I just want to know, did you just say deal without hearing what he wanted in return?
Yeah, Vincent doesn't have cojones that big.
If I win, two things I can see on your person are mine.
Yeah, that's not doing it better. Like, it has to be an equivalent exchange. So anything on me that you can see that's worth the amount of that lock, I'll agree to it.
And you can see he thinks for a second. He goes, but why is this test so important to you without paying?
All bets must be equal.
Yes. And I've known people who could simply touch something and replicate it. You seem adamant about getting your hands on this to know its inner workings.
Oh, no. That was before, but now you challenge my abilities. So this is just a challenge of whether or not I can pick a lock just as good as you. And for that kind of a bet, it should be an equal bet.
He takes a minute and he goes, fine. The lock, and he points over at the glass cabinet. Do you see that blue glass bottle?
Yeah.
I shall give you the bottle, the lock, and your choice of any item in my armory across the wall. But if I win, I will name 3 items on your person, and you will declare 2 that become mine. Do we have an accord?
Fine, let's do it.
And he extends his hand to yours. All bets must be binding.
Fine. And I shake his hand.
Make a wisdom save. DC 18.
Oh, that's not gonna be good.
You feel a stinging on your palm. And as he pulls his hand away, you look and there is a mark on your hand of a snake with its head chopped off.
I'm gonna look at it and ask him, "Where's the snake's head?"
He just smiles. The snake betrayed its oath. As a paladin of the night, all oaths are absolute, and we have an accord. If you break yours, you and the snake will be one.
So I'll end up with a snake head?
You'll end up with no head.
Oh. Well, it doesn't matter. I've never gone back on my word ever in my life.
So he says, to determine who is better, we'll simply time it. I shall go again, and then you shall try. I'm just going to say
Fine,
whoever
fine.
gets the higher score gets.
That's fine.
He undoes his,
Okay, and
then
I'm
snaps
doing
it back
mine.
shut and hands it to you. Apparently, you
And-
just got to get a 21.
Yeah, so I get it. So with ingenuity, I get advantage plus double proficiency, but I don't know how much double proficiency would add to.
I think
that
you already
roll.
have double proficiency because if it's for what, locks?
It's for thieves' tools to pick locks. I only have single proficiency on that. Or yeah, I just have one on that. Should I just automatically do double on it?
1 second,
I
I'm
have
trying to read this. I have you that to pick locks, you have a +5 bonus. I think
Yeah, that's for
what
my-
we did instead.
Well, no, that's for my my gloves.
That's your gloves.
Yeah,
Okay. So double proficiency.
I just click on that, I guess.
Yeah, just 1 sec. Let me edit your sheet.
Oh, it doesn't matter.
So specifically for locks,
It's for any when rolls for skills with tool that require the use of tools. If I have the proper tools,
okay.
you can just do it for the. Yeah.
So there.
All right.
Damn.
Let's hope I don't.
So yeah,
roll.
you now have a +14 specifically on locks when you're using thieves' tools.
Yay. I knew I was going to roll low.
Second, when I saw it, I'm like, are you going to tie him with this ridiculous
Right?
bonus?
Like, jeez. That's my luck.
Give me a perception check, and I'm going to have him make one as well.
Ugh.
So you don't notice anything, but you notice he glances to the side, like near the door for a second, and then back at you. And he says, interesting. But a deal is a deal.
Pleasure doing business with you.
He hands you the lock. I'm adding that to your inventory. He hands you the bottle. Let me see where that ended up on your sheet. Okay, and it does identify itself as an ever-smoking bottle.
Okay.
And then he simply turns to the wall and he says, and which weapon do you want? So he has a heavy crossbow, 2 warhammers, a mace, 3 hand axes, and a hand crossbow.
I'm going to take the Warhammer. Actually, hold on. As I think about my party members, is there anything that sticks out here that might be something they could use?
If there's someone else in the party who doesn't have a ranged weapon, then the hand crossbow or the heavy crossbow could be of more use.
We just got a really big new party member. I bet they would love a heavy crossbow. Let me grab that one.
Okay.
Assuming they have the strength to use it.
Well, she looks pretty big. Hopefully.
Like, I'm trying to figure out why this is. What am I missing?
And was I able to tell what the DC on that lock was?
It was a 20. Okay, and I'm dropping the heavy crossbow in your inventory for now too, because you technically got it. And you see he looks at you and you see that he catches sight of one thing on you.
I'm going to look to where he's looking.
He's looking at your chest, specifically your neck. And he simply says to you, not all lights in the dark are pleasant. And he walks back behind his counter.
In my line of work, no light is pleasant. But I'm going to drag the heavy crossbow back to...
I was gonna say that
right
heavy
now,
crossbow is
right now,
probably as
technically, you
big as
are
you are.
encumbered. You're not heavily encumbered somehow. I don't know how, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm just gonna drag it back to wherever we agreed to meet up at. I'm assuming.
I'll say that with all the bickering, you were there an hour. So everyone else is just finishing up breakfast. They packed up the room. They're just getting. They're sitting down at breakfast downstairs at the inn.
All right, so they all just see me dragging this heavy crossbow into the inn.
Yep.
Heavy crossbow probably weighs as much as he does.
It
Maybe-
weighs. It weighs 18, and he weighs 40, so half his weight.
Half my weight, same size.
So he's back at the inn. What do you all have to say?
Where the hell did you find that?
I won it in a gamble for my life.
And how do you expect to use it?
Oh no, I got it as a gift for our new friend here. And I drag it over to your all's table and plop it down in front of or next to Ellie on the floor. Phew, that thing's heavy.
I'm sorry, my daughter was talking to me. Pardon me.
It's fine.
Vincent just dropped a heavy crossbow neck on the floor, or I guess on the table in front of you, and said that he has a gift for you.
Thank you. What's the catch?
Oh no, it's just one of my spoils of a life and death bet I just won.
Oh. If you look at your hand, the mark is gone.
Oh shucks, I wish I got the head on that snake.
So I accept a heavy crossbow and look at him and say, thank you very much. This will become useful.
Don't worry about it.
Doesn't
You're welcome.
she technically have now that heavy crossbow and a hand crossbow?
Yeah, I have both.
The hand crossbow is just going to take too long to reload to shoot it again.
All right. So, unless you have anything else you need to take care of in town here, you guys can load up the wagon and head back to the college.
Oh, did we want to check the quest board? See if there's something
Oh.
we can quickly do before we have
Yeah.
to head back?
So yeah, if you look over the quest board, where are you? I need my world builder. Let's see here. Where are you guys again? You guys are at the
Probably the same place we usually stay at. Which
Fortune's Wheel. That's what it is.
it's usually closest to the everywhere we tend to go lately.
There we go. Let's see here. Any quests? Nothing that you would think you could really get any value out of for it. There are only 2 quests they have on the quest board there. The one looks to be a delivery in the city, and the other one looks to be going out and gathering some type of branches from the forest.
Okay, so nothing that I could possibly get into a fight over.
Nothing
Maybe
that
the
you would really think, oh yeah, that could work out.
yeah. I'd only think maybe the delivery, someone try and rob us, but odds are probably not with our party size. Okay. If there's nothing else, then I'd tell the party if we have nothing else, I'm ready to go.
Okay. Is everyone good to go?
Yeah.
Let's get out of here.
Okay. Great. I guess I'll roll for Saul to make the roll for the wagon. Okay. Yeah, you guys don't rush the drive anymore, but at noon you are arriving at the college. As you go to bring the wagon around to where the stables are, you do see various students running around in the main field, some speaking in small groups, but otherwise just typical day at the college. As you arrive in the stables, the stable hands greet you, start like tying down the horses to where they should be, and they look up and see Elifonza. They give each other a quick look back to her, and they turn to the rest of you and go, "The cat?"
Don't worry. Yeah, she's someone new. She's with us. We're hoping she can help us with a few
You can
things.
see the old man who's in the stables just pinches his eyes like, I'm too old for this.
You tend to
Just
need a lot of
literally, he
information.
just could not give a care anymore. He's just like,
We're just known for meeting a lot of interesting people on the road.
And that's when the other one does stop and go, "Where is the cat?"
He's on holiday.
Mentally noting you need a punch in the head.
Just goes, "I don't get paid enough," and they just start tying up the animals. And they look at the back of your wagon though, and they see the carcass pieces and everything else, and they just go, "Are these staying here or going somewhere?"
We're gonna bring them somewhere. Who do you think would probably need these the most?
And you can see he looks around. He's like, "Null's upstairs, or go see one of the professors."
All right, thank you. We'll take them off the wagon as soon as we can.
As you're
For now.
walking out, you see the young guy. He's just sort of poking at the black shell that you have, and he's just like poking it with a stick, like trying to figure out what this thing is.
It's from a giant beast.
And he just looks at you like, "Really?"
That was not fun to fight.
So yeah, where are you going first?
I would say, if everybody's okay, Master Null, because we're already right there, right? Get him to check
Yeah.
it out and see what he can do with it. Unless everybody else wants to go somewhere else.
Nope, sounds good to me.
So yeah, you guys go upstairs. Null's sitting behind his counter. You see he's just sitting there smoking a pipe.
Afternoon, Master Null.
He kicks his feet up off the counter and stands on his stool and just goes, "Greetings."
I'm wondering if you'd be interested in a few things that we ended up bringing back from our quest that we were just on.
And he just nods and he's like, "What do you have?"
Uh, it's probably best if we show you.
He looks down the hall and you see he's trying to think of something. He's like, "All right." And just sort of, you see he jumps up and sort of hangs from this little latch above it, and a wooden slab comes down, closing the window, and takes 3 or 4 minutes before he comes out the door at the side beside you, turns it, locks it, and says, "Where to?"
We'll bring him straight to our wagon.
Okay.
Show him what we have on the back.
Starts looking over what all you have there. Goes through the easiest stuff for him first, which is the bear
Stuff that we got on the back.
hide and claws. Then the Ankh, the normal hides from them. And then he finally stops to take a look at that carcass. You can see he just pulls out a couple of things from his pocket and
But 1 second. I just gotta mute myself here.
okay. You see he pulls out a knife and just sort of tries seeing how well it can get stabbed into. Pulls out a tiny hammer and just taps it a few times. Chipping away at it with something else and just goes, and just looks at you and goes, interesting. And he realizes what he's been looking at all this in the first place and goes, just sort of taps the wooden trough that you have on the back of the wagon now. It's like, very interesting. What all are you looking to part with? And you can see he's running his hands over the trough.
We were hoping to get rid of the part with the hides and the. I think what we have 2 bear claws.
2 bear claws.
The bear claws, and seeing what you could do with this black onkeg shell that we have.
Few things I could definitely work with. Um, for the claws and the bear hide, not much there. I can give you 7 gold for that.
It's about average, isn't it?
Yeah. He taps the normal Onkeg one. I can give you 15 for this. So that's 22. And for this thing, it sort of knocks on the black one and goes, 100?
Is anybody else with me? Just asking the party. I don't know if anybody stuck around.
Oh, yeah, no. I figured we were all together.
Yeah, unless anybody had said otherwise, I figured you were all together.
Okay. Is there anything that you'd be able to make with the black one? Just asking out of curiosity.
I could definitely make 1 or 2 different kinds of armor. And you can see he sort of feels along the edge of the shell and he just goes, possibly a few trinkets, nothing. The remains of the shell could be used to really help with any weapons, but
Like, what kind of armor can he make with it? Just like hide armor, or
I could, yes, definitely hide would be one option. I could probably make a breastplate out of it as well.
and if how much would that cost? to make the breastplate.
And you see, he starts measuring off with his hands on pieces. He's like, the breastplate would use less material, but, and he tries to think of the best way to put this, but leave more gaps. The hide would cover more, but I wouldn't be able to layer it as well. I'd say not that. I would say I could make a single breastplate out of this by the time I get done layering it and have enough left over for possibly some bracers or boots. Or I could make 3 suits of hide. They'd be a little thinner. Depends what you're looking for. And you can see he just starts holding up a series of gems next to it, and nothing. He holds up a green gem, and you see light shining through it, and he goes, whatever I do make, he holds it back up again and again. Whatever I do make would be fairly resistant to acid.
What do you guys think we should do? Because I'm thinking that the breastplate would put up. If I took the breastplate, that would put my AC up, right?
It's AC 14,
Which I'm in chainmail right now, correct? Or no, I'm in.
and normally it would weigh 20, but that was based on being made of metal. It would only weigh about 15 pounds.
So it'd be much lighter. What do I got on?
Yeah, I was just about to ask, are there any weight differences?
Yeah.
Yeah, the breastplate would only weigh 15. The hide would only weigh 10 as opposed to the regular 12.
Oh, okay. So it'd be about the same as my scale mail that I have on.
Yes, but it would not incur disadvantage on stealth. And it would weigh 1/3 the weight.
Would you guys be okay if I had a made breastplate for me? Or do you guys want to just sell it?
Not really my place to say, but the breastplate is a good deal.
That's what I was thinking. That's why I'm also asking you what Gargon and Vincent.
Problem is, you can't ask me.
It's an above table question.
Just I was trying to look in Null's shop and see what he charges for other armors to try to get a
Yeah, I
sense
said
for.
all of the shops right now are down because the extension for it is busted after the update.
Okay.
Ah.
Yeah, I missed the whole first hour, so I'm trying to get things out from context, but I might need help at some point.
Yeah, that was fun for me to find out.
I have 2 thoughts. One is, how many days are left till time's up, and have we taken stock of what we still need as far as graduation requirements? And that goes into how much money we need to have this add up to it, etc.
Well, remember, you turn over gold and items worth at least 1,000 gold.
And have we already done that, or
You haven't physically turned it over yet, but you definitely are well beyond that limit.
In the party sheet, we have 500 gold just sitting there.
You have 500 gold in the party sheet. Collectively, on just gold coins within the party, you have another 1,000. You have another 2,600 in platinum pieces.
Okay.
Worth of gold.
So whatever
all of these gems that are sitting on the wagon too.
Whatever we negotiate for this, graduation doesn't harp on it.
No.
Okay. Well,
it just might not be ready by time the end of graduation is.
Yeah, the end of the semester is effectively on the 20th. All final submissions for your grades have to begin by the 19th. It's currently the 13th. Okay. Null will tell you that to make the hide or breastplate will take probably close to 10 days, but
okay.
If some of you are sticking around after the last day of classes, you can just pick it up. Like if he sent it over to get started on tonight, it would be ready for the 24th.
Okay. And
yeah,
if none of us are there to pick it up, he just keep hold of it, or?
Yeah, he can just hold it.
Okay.
But are all you just leaving like on the 20th to?
Yeah. My plan for my character is to go and visit. Not my grandfather. Trying to remember her name.
Your grandmother?
Yeah, Karina.
Yeah.
Dara. So I was planning on going that way instead. Because I've been hemming and hawing about it, and I'm like, you know what? I think that might be a better bet for me.
Okay.
Or at least
I was gonna propose a job for the party.
Okay.
Before I leave, but yeah.
Well, remember, after the 20th, you guys are off classes for almost 4.5 months.
So we have 4.5 months of stuff to fill up while we're off.
Mind you that depending on where you're going, like if you had been going home to see your grandfather, you know that is a 35 to 40 day wagon ride.
Yeah.
Just to get there.
So most of my off time would just be doing stuff during my travel.
Yeah. Whereas if you need to go other places, some places are closer, some places take some more time to get there. Research takes time. If you're going to be working on getting something made in terms of magical items or extended research into something, this is all things that basically just eat up time.
Like I said, I feel like in Drake, I would, as much as he would want to go and talk to his grandfather to figure out some things, he'd be more inclined to finding out his mother's side of everything, seeing as he knows nothing and he's already been targeted because of it.
Also, Sentient Cat wants to graduate. And trust me, you do not want to make an enemy out of my mother.
So we're going to say yes.
That was one thing you did get told. That I believe, I'm not sure if you wrote this down. It was the last note Martin replied to you. The last 2 responses you got from Martin.
Oh, that would be
the first one, which was back when you were still not even back at the town, not even back at Flameborough. He told you when you said the cat, Kwark had run off, that somebody in the party had run off near the mountains, and he said, "Tell me it's not the cat. If it is, seek out his mother in Misty Oak." I cannot enter where he went. And the
Okay.
other thing that he mentioned was when you told him about the army, which we said, I will do what I can to inform some friends in Alrezen to mount up.
And
So,
when
And I think we
with
were also
those two
going to
pieces of
inform
information, one, you know that there is likely about to be some huge
battle.
battle, if not a war, to the west. And with Gargon, give me an intelligence check actually on this.
sure.
I think we were also going to inform the school as well about the.
Yes, you were obviously going to inform the school. I figured that after you get done dealing with Null, you'll go
Do
have
that.
to check in with either Wilda or Collingsworth.
Right. And did you guys discuss in the last hour sort of remaining graduation requirements? And of course, I would imagine after that, trying to find Kwark would be our sort of most pressing goal.
I think the only things that we need to really focus on for requirements are Vincent needs to steal one of those items, which I think he's focusing on the branch. To steal that. I think, yeah, everybody has pretty much got their damage dealt. I just need to get my damage taken done. That's one of the big things.
And you do have another match in the arena in 5 days.
Yeah. But I could also go out and see if there's any animals patrolling the area
Yeah,
and see about just taking care of those real fast as well.
we probably should add up how many hit points of damage we still have to do or heal or that sort of thing to make a plan.
Healing damage, I'm done. Damage taken, I need about 35.
And we all need to do some more damage, right? Of course, a lot of us.
The one
I
for
think-
sure is Kwark, because we don't know how much damage he's been dealing or how much he has taken wherever he is.
I think
think
I've
so.
got everything.
I think, well, you gotta. I think the one item that you stole was fake, wasn't it? So you have to try and get that.
Well,
right.
yeah, that's a bonus one.
Oh, it's just a bonus? Okay.
Yeah. I mean,
Which
if I
we
could
have,
get it, it would be nice, but
we do have time for you to do that. Soul, I think it has to do with performance with one of her instruments
One sec. Let me.
for her teacher or something. I can't remember.
This I don't need anymore. There we are. Final test. So, what you guys are missing. In Drakei, you need to take about 35 points of damage. Kwark needs to deal out about another 50 points and take about 40. This is just accounting for what has happened, not what has happened to him since he's been in the Feywild that you don't know about. Saul met the tips, needs to deal about 25 points of damage. Gargon needs to deal about 30 points of damage. Vincent, now you've got your lock, just has bonus points available. You'll meet the requirement of having a third CR4 or above encounter when you have your last match in the crystal. And you have to submit to the school coin and treasure worth at least 1,000 gold pieces for them to review. That said, whatever you give doesn't necessarily giving back, but you get credit for them. That said, also, Coin is obviously worth a 1-to-1 ratio. Items can incur bonus points to the above their actual value if you provide them with something that they can make use of or provides additional information.
So
Should we turn in all the loot from these corpses as for bonus points?
If we do that, I don't think we can get the plate armor in that man. And the plate armor would
be worth more.
Because it would also give me resistance to acid damage.
yeah, so if we have enough stuff to get the graduation requirements, I would say get that sort of turned in, like before, I don't know, something happens or we lose it or something like that. I'm kind of a
Or if
bird in
an
the hand
upgrade
kind of
is-
guy, you know. I would sort of just like try to lock in all the things we could lock in, and you know, to me,
Yeah.
it sounds like one battle in the cage is not going to be enough to get everybody what they need. And so, do we need to try to
Depends
sooner
on
than
how the
later?
fight goes.
Yeah,
'Cause-
because we know for a fact we're fighting somebody who's like never lost a fight.
So can we? Because can we get? Let's see, a total we got 30, 55.
Hey, Saul.
Hey,
I saw.
Hey,
so right
Hey,
now
Sully, buddy.
is Saul and Gargon the only two that have to deal damage?
That are with us right now, yes. And we don't know if
Kwark.
Elifonza can come into this fight with us. So that's a factor that we'd have to make up the damage of not having Kwark
So-
with us.
Right. So if we fought, we would just really fight with the goal, not necessarily of winning, but with the goal of Sol and myself dealing damage, you taking,
I'm going
and
to
then and sort of focus on like so nobody else. In other words, you know, Andraki, I don't hit anybody. You know, that kind of
I'm
thing.
going to
Mm.
be trying to figure out if I can change my spells around in order to get them to focus more on me.
Right.
Sort of.
you just need to like hold your actions to jump in the front of any of them that are attacking to hit you
Yeah.
instead.
Essentially, yeah. And
So yes, so we probably could
could
meet
probably
those
just-
requirements.
buff the rest of the party so that you guys can't get hit as easy.
You said I needed some bonus points. You mean bonus damage still?
No, it's any damage you do above that mark is bonus points towards your total.
Oh, so
Like
if
you've
I
already met everything you need, everything now for you is just bonus to earn extra credits.
Oh, okay.
so if I continue healing, that would just be bonus.
Yes.
Cool. All right. I know we still have Null's credits, which
Yes.
I think we should use if, depending on how much it's going to be, use some of it to pay for the plate armor.
Yeah, that's fine.
Well, it's a breastplate, not plate armor.
Oh, breastplate. Sorry, breastplate. Correction. Which would give me acid resistance, and I don't have to worry about stealth checks.
Yeah. I mean, I'm totally fine with you getting that,
Because
especially if we were.
I don't want to make this decision without the party being completely okay with it.
So how much would he want though? It's in other words, if you give it to him and he makes it, then we're just paying for labor, right?
Pretty much. And which I think we can use the null credits for that.
Okay.
But we don't know how much it's going to be.
And then maybe we'll go and hand the rest of the stuff in and just get that in the bank.
So said he could do how much would he charge for it? He never said. Plus we're also getting 22 gold for the bear claw, the hide, and the onkeg hide.
Oh, and he sounds like he's interested in the trough. Maybe,
Yeah.
you know, hey, the trough's all yours if
Yeah,
If
I
you
don't
can
think
make
we're
this.
gonna need it until we come back. But then we got to get another one made. If we ever go into an area where we don't have access to water, that helped really well.
Yeah, does the journey to Quark's mother involve going through the desert again?
No. Uh, Missy Oaks is more forest in that, I believe. Because we've been to Missy Oak before.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So how many millions does he want for the armor to be made?
Be 120.
That's not bad. If he said he could make 3 leather or 3 hide.
3 hide.
Ah, just like what, 1 leather?
He can't make this into leather.
Okay. And hide is not as good as leather armor.
It's better, but it also is medium armor, and it would incur penalties on any of the spellcasters.
Well, I'm not just thinking if we do the hide now, it would give 3 people resistance to acid. And I think
But who is that going to go to?
oh, it can't go on anybody but Soul.
Soul would also suffer a penalty on spellcasting.
Okay, well then it sounds like the it sounds like that makes our decision for us.
But he did say he could also possibly make some trinkets, and he would let you know, depending on how much materials are left.
Okay. So I guess we'll use are we okay with me using the Knoll credits to pay for this? Because I
Sure.
think what Knoll credits we have what 650?
And maybe
Or-
the trinkets that if he has trinkets, maybe that can also offset the cost.
Find out okay. So I'll tell him we want the armor made, and before he sells any of the trinkets, allow us to look at them to see if we want to purchase them for ourselves. And maybe if he wants a down payment just to hold on to them. Like the trinkets, because if we end up not wanting the trinkets, we can just stop buy them, right?
Yeah, well, I figured they might have some value and reduce the total cost of it if he keeps them.
Yeah. I wish we could have gotten more of the shell intact. But yeah, that seems like our best bet right now. Is he wanting to buy our trough?
He's interested in it.
How much is he wanting to buy it off us for?
He'd give you 25 gold for it.
How much do we pay to get it made?
I don't think you actually paid money. You got it as a reward for services provided to the town.
Oh yeah, okay. You guys think we will need this trough anytime soon? Or you think we can let that go too?
I think it'd be a tough thing to hold on to in the off season.
Well, especially when we're not there, so they're gonna have to if they can use it, I'd rather let them have it and use it, right?
Yeah. What if he's willing to give it for 25? What if
Because
what if we take a
altogether with the other heights and that being sold, we would be getting about 47 gold.
yeah, okay.
Sec. So for the bear stuff, you're getting 7. I'm just going to add that right now to the thing and just clear those. Oop.
I believe the regular hot Ankeg, he said
Was
25.
15 more. So
Oh, 15. Okay.
What if we pawned it?
Well, we should have thought of that while we were in.
No, I meant
pawned it to him.
yeah, some sort of deal where it's his, but we have some sort of option to get it back, and we'll take less money for it up front or something.
Well, if he's going to use it, he's probably
yeah,
going to want it.
he doesn't want it for himself. He wants it because he figures he can sell it.
Ah,
Well, and it's
and it's built to fit on a wagon, right? So
Yeah,
he might be able to.
and the
So-
wagon you guys do own.
Yeah. So he would just sell the trough anyway. So we would have to get a new one if we need one.
And yeah, rather than using any of the coins that he's giving you, I just added that to your gold because you can just take what from the credit, which is not something you can trade in.
Yeah.
You guys have 690 gold pieces in credit with Null.
Yeah, that's why I was thinking if we use that for paying for the
Yeah, for the
armor to get
armor.
it. Which you said he was going to charge us what, a 140, right?
120.
120. Okay. And then any trinkets he makes with them, we could just take those as well. And if we want, we could sell them for a profit afterwards. They're going to have some sort of property, but we don't know what. So now we're just wondering if we're going to sell the trough. But if we're going to be going back to the desert to look for Kwark, we're probably going to need that.
but he was offering 25, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what I would suggest is instead of selling it for 25, we give it to him for 20 and give us the exclusive rights to buy it back for the next 4 months. And then after that,
That's
it's
just it. He's not buying it for himself. He's buying it so he can sell it.
Yeah, so I was offering to sell it for less money so that he'll sort of and in exchange for those 5 gold pieces for the next 4 months, we get the option of buying it after that. He can sell it.
So basically, he has no way to sell this for 4 months.
Right. But and that's why we would take less than what he offered.
Yeah, he's not interested in that. He feels he
Okay.
could get a buyer within a week.
Especially if you know
Yeah.
somebody that's going to Flameborough.
Alright. The room's ours. Like if we put this in one of our rooms, it's not going anywhere.
You could leave it on the wagon. This thing is,
Oh,
it only is 25 pounds, but it is 3
Secured.
feet long and awkward.
all right.
Well, it probably
maybe-
was secured to the wagon so it wouldn't move around.
All right.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe we don't. Maybe we're not in a rush to give it up.
Okay, we'll hold
Okay.
on to it then. That sounds like our better bet.
Okay.
So we'll use some of the credits to pay for the armor to get
Okay.
made.
That leaves you with 570.
Cool.
And I'll get rid of the shell. And he'll let you know what else he can get done with it after to see if you want to get those items as well.
Okay. Sounds like you do.
Okay.
Now, do we want to go and turn in a bunch of like stuff treasure wise right now? Or do we want to
I
wait?
think I think my character would want to get anything sort of in the books, if you will, sooner than later. You know, before like fate would somehow, you know, take it, whether, stolen, lost, damaged, whatever. I would, in other words, I would knock out the graduation requirements as quickly as I could.
Okay. And we have to turn
And
that into Miss Faunhofer, right? At the registration building, or who are we supposed to turn all that into?
You could probably check at the admin building where you do. And before we move on to the elephant in the room, literally.
Oh, yeah. She's with us this entire time we're talking to Master Noel.
Kwark.
Oh, and you asked me just before, not to interrupt, you asked me to roll an intelligence roll. I haven't done that yet.
Yes,
I
do
don't-
that. Do that.
I don't know
first.
what it was for, but all right.
It don't matter. Okay.
Sorry, guys.
Okay, 2 questions before we start me. I think it's 2 questions. 1 second. First of all, what is Ellie like? I don't think I've officially met her.
You have not.
Like I haven't met her in party, or just
No, because you disappeared into a sandstorm, and when it faded away, she was standing in front of the party.
oh, gotcha. What was the other thing I wanted to know? But doesn't matter. I'll think of it. I'll think of it
Okay.
later.
So, Quark, as you sort of snap back into yourself, you now are near where that lightning was. You watch as this purple lightning crashes down on from the blackened sky.
So, question. Even though I do have both earplugs now, I'm still losing my mind.
At times, yes.
Okay.
The point of the earplugs was because you weren't here already. The noise was somewhat distorted. You are now. This is like trying to.
I'm basically just mitigating the problem now.
You're putting on. Yeah, you're basically just. You've thrown on water wings to swim in the middle of the ocean during a typhoon.
Gotcha.
Before, you were literally riding on a raft at the side of the water before it got rough.
Yeah.
And when that
Okay.
earplug fell out, you went down the rapids instead of the nice stream where a raft can actually go.
Yeah, I kind of went over the waterfalls.
Quite literally at this point, yes.
Okay, so I'm staring at purple lightning in a dark sky.
Yeah. And you see what looks like to be houses in the distance.
Okay, that was actually my next question. Does it look like I can safely traverse to the houses?
Actually, I'm gonna have you. I'll roll your perception check for you.
Yep.
Yeah, you can make out more or less a path.
Does it look like I'll receive any discharges from the purple lightning?
It seems to strike at random all around this area.
Okay. Then I'll make my way over to the houses, keeping an eye out for any potential threats.
Uh, as you start making your way along, you yeah, with that 20, I'd say you'd notice you hear
Thank
a
you.
rustling in the grass every now and again.
What kind of grass?
There appears to be gray grass that stands. Well, to you, it's at almost shoulder height, about 3 feet of grass.
As I look over the grass, do I see any movement?
You don't see movement, but like I said, you definitely hear the noise of something rustling out in the grass every now and again.
How far away does it sound?
I would guess somewhere between 50 and 100 feet away into the grass.
And you said the grass was roughly shoulder height, which means I can see over the top of it.
Yeah, you're 3'7", and the grass is about 3 foot.
Okay. I'll keep going, but I'll kind of keep an ear crooked towards this where the sound is.
Okay.
I just need to know at any point does it sound like it's getting closer.
Okay.
How far off are the houses?
The houses are probably another 20 minutes walk down this path.
Okay, what I'm going to do is wade just a few feet into the grass. Stealth check.
Okay.
Because as I'm approaching the houses, I want to try and approach with as little noise and like appearance as possible.
Okay.
So I'm basically approach the houses. You said it's about 20 minutes. I'll reduce my movement so that I get there in about 30 minutes.
Okay.
Am I still lucid?
You are still lucid.
aside from the grass, do I notice anything else around? Just landmarks, anything like that?
Not really, but you do note that except for the grass, every tree you walk past is clearly dead.
Okay, that's not a good thing. Could have been from lightning strikes or something else. As I approach the houses, is there any outstanding features that would tell me what type of people would be in the houses?
The houses look, you'd say there's probably about maybe 10, if that houses might be a rough word, buildings in some cases, some houses, some buildings. They all seem to have one thing in common. They all have the roofs are made of ice.
Roofs made of ice. Interesting. As a point of order, does it look like the lightning occasionally strike the houses, or does it seem like the lightning is kind of avoiding?
Uh, I'll have you make another perception check here, just because we're getting into specifics right now. You notice that some of them seem to get struck at times, but that anytime the lightning strikes a building, you see char, but when it strikes the ice, the lightning seems to bounce back towards the sky.
Okay, that's weird. Now you said there's about 10 houses. Would their arrangement be kind of like a rudimentary village, or not really? It's just kind of random houses. Random.
Yeah, you'd say it probably would be a village would be a good way to indicate this.
Any evidence that it's inhabited?
If you were referring to like in the form of like chimneys or something like that, no.
Kind of
The
like
only
light.
odd thing is there don't appear to be windows on any of the walls.
Okay, that's a good thing to know. Does the rustling seem to be tracking me?
With your perception check, you wouldn't say for sure.
Okay. Just let me know when I get to the village.
Okay.
And as soon as I do, I'll, if there's any differences in the buildings, I'd like to go to the one that looks the most important and kind of announce myself. If there's a door, I'd like to knock on the door, that kind of thing.
Okay. As you're now up into the village, you can say yes. everywhere in here there definitely is doors, but no windows. So you're looking to go up to what looks to be the largest.
Not necessarily the largest. The one that looks like it would be like where the village leader would be. Any fancy decorations?
Okay.
Uh,
Uh,
I doubt there's any food gardens since the trees are all dead. So I'm basically just like knock, knock, knock. Anybody home?
it takes a moment. And you watch as the door opens.
Well, as the door opens, I'm going to try and look as non-threatening as possible.
What you see standing before you is a 6 foot tall, blue skinned, elvish looking creature whose hair and beard both appear to be made of ice.
Do I recognize their race?
Let me see if let me see what history you've studied. Are you proficient? You are.
Uh, when you're doing a history check, also it would be like anything my mother would have told me from her travels, like I was growing up.
I'll let you make this. With the check score you got, you don't know what this is necessarily, although everything around you now would tell you that you have entered the realm of the Winter Court.
The Winter Court.
Winter Court.
How much do I know about that?
Not a lot. It's not something your mother really spoke about much, and we open up my big list of lists. Tracking how far into your reading did you get on anything that could help you here? Nothing. Okay. Oh, I forgot about this.
I attempt to make a greeting.
In what language?
Uh,
You speak Common, Gnome, and Goblin.
yeah, I know. We'll start off with common.
Okay. What is the general intent of your attempt at greeting?
Just say, kind of like, hello, my name is first name only. I'm looking for some help.
All right. Make this a standard roll. The figure seems to look at you for a second and then that that's not good. Okay. I just realized that as soon as you spoke to it, okay, good. You passed the will saving throw.
What felt like happened?
As soon as they opened their mouth, actually, as soon as you started speaking, you felt a chill go down your spine.
So I was
You
like,
sort of shake it off
so it was like,
before you begin speaking.
so it was like a will resistance check.
Yes.
Okay. And
And
God, it
you
was.
do. Thank God it was will.
Yeah, it's like one of my better attributes.
That's what I can get to.
So I basically just need to know something because I've read other content about the Winter Court in the Fey Realms,
Yep.
and do I know enough to know that is this the Court of Death? Because like in Fey literature, the Court of Winter is the Court of Death, and the Court of Summer is the Court of Life. I just want to make sure I'm not getting confused on anything.
I'm gonna say, okay, I'm gonna let this be a roll from you. I just gotta figure out what I want to make it. I'm gonna say this would be an insight check for you. That's not 100% accurate, but the two courts that are considered to be the most violent are summer and winter, whereas
Okay.
spring and fall tend to be less aggressive if you were to rate it on the alignment scale, it is often that many creatures that are fall and winter fall to the evil scale, and summer and spring fall to the, I guess, more neutral, sometimes good, but more neutral. But yes, the winter court is regarded as, for the most part, not inherently nice.
That's what I figured. So from the insight check, do I have a general sense of am I fucked right now?
You have a 7-foot bearded snowman who you just knocked on their door with no real rationale on if this is day or night. He just sort of looks down at you and, oh, actually, you are safe from his presence for 24 hours because you passed the first check. That's why he sort of looked at you for a second before, and he sort of like nodded his head towards you without speaking, and a grin, I wouldn't say it's a happy grin, but a grin comes across his face. And he simply says to you, interesting.
Is it in common?
Yes.
Okay.
And then he softly whispers something that you don't understand. He raises an eyebrow at you, and the grin turns more to a neutral face again. Child of spring. Why do you knock at my door?
I am lost and I'm looking for advice on how to get back to like my original like realm, whatever it is.
And you can see he looks at you a little confused by this.
I tell him where I'm from, but so I'm basically just looking for a path back to. I
You
forget
tell him
how we
where
looked
you're.
into an
Did you say you
original
tell him where you're from?
realm. It's like I'm from like whatever. I can't remember the name of the realm we're from.
I mean, I guess you could say Ravinia, because that's the name of like what is known as the world that you're in.
Okay.
And he just,
Same name the world and the continent. I'm just basically asking, would you be able to advise me how to get back there?
uh, you can see he's a little confused by this statement. and you hear something behind you for a second.
I don't immediately turn around, but my ears perk back.
You, if you're just sort of glancing back, what you see is about a 3 foot tall, blue skinned, elvish creature with ice hair, no beard, and the hair seems to be. It looks like actual hair, like if it was swept to the one side and shaved across the left side. Mm, the older one in the doorway just sort of looks at them and then back at you and then back at them. And they say, the small one says something in a language you don't understand, and a smile fills the older one's face again. Why, you must be wary. Come inside. Perhaps you need some food, some warmth.
That would be nice. I just hope I can eat what you eat. But I will accept your hospitality.
And he steps inside. Do you follow?
Yes, if he's inviting me.
Yep. You step inside, and the small one sort of follows behind too and shuts the door as they come into the room. Inside, you see about 4 more
Okay.
of these 6 foot tall ones.
Do I sense any threat from them?
I'm going to have you make an insight check for that.
Yeah, I can figure.
I'm trying to remember. I'm trying to remember if you have anything that. No, that's wouldn't apply here. Yeah, no. All right, so it would just be insight.
Yeah, I'm not really the diplomat.
Oh, net 20. Uh, for 25 total. You do note that the room seems large that you're in, and there is what looks like a fireplace, but like you said, like I said before, you didn't see a chimney outside, but the fire inside it looks to be blue and white. And inside, where he said to warm up, you definitely feel a chill in the air. As you look around, like I said, there's 4 other about 6 foot tall ones. There's 2 or 3 other small ones, like the one that came in the door behind you. The one that came in the door behind you never seems to take their eyes off you. As they walk around, they go and drop off some things they had in their hands, but their eyes never leave. As
As
for,
I'm
do you feel safe
not
in
exactly
in
do
the?
I feel safe.
Do you
Do
feel
I
threatened?
feel that any of them are going to attack me?
They're definitely. Well, I don't. Definitely the look from the older one that answered the door has put you at unease. just
Okay.
constant unease. But the look from the small one that followed you in, you feel no ill intent from that one. The others sort of glance at you with a mix of curiosity. One that actually has a look of concern,
Well, understandable.
and one of the small ones seems to, yeah, they're glaring daggers at you. So
I'm like, thank you for inviting me in. Um, just one curiosity is where you told me I could warm myself. I don't know if it's any difference with my body, but I don't feel a lot of warmth coming. I do appreciate you inviting me in.
he just sort of looks at you and goes, perhaps some food would help. And he snaps
Uh,
his fingers at one of the other tall ones who just rushes over with a plate of, you see what looks like an apple, maybe more like a candy apple, except it's blue. You
is it similar
see,
to what I saw out in the wild? Does it resemble any of the fruits that I found on my way here?
no.
Okay.
You see what looks to be some type of meat, and it looks to have sear marks on it, but you feel no heat coming off of the plate.
Well, I accept the food from them, and
Okay.
I'll attempt to carefully nibble at it.
Okay. Are you starting with the meat or the apple?
We'll start with the apple.
So you go to bite into the apple, and it takes a second to get through that outer shell. And you
But it doesn't like chip my teeth or anything.
for half a second you thought it might, and then you get through that outer shell, and the inside is actually fairly soft.
Is it edible?
As you start chewing it, yeah, it seems edible.
Like nothing immediately poisonous
No,
to my
if
physiology?
anything, as you're chewing it, it almost feels like your mouth begins to water. Like you realize that you aren't sure how long you've been here,
Well, yeah.
and and while it technically is food, it feels like you're downing water in the desert. It's like it is basically replenishing all the moisture that was gone out of your mouth.
Is this more of a it's I was hungrier or thirstier than I thought, or
It's hard to
is the
say.
is the food kind of satisfying me more than it should?
It's hard to say because, like I said,
Uh,
you're not sure really. Time is a really relative thing. You've had very small pockets where you are actually coherent, and the actual
but
time of being coherent is probably, before you got on this path, was probably less than an hour.
Okay.
And as you go to nibble the meat, picking it up to go to bite into it, it feels like you're touching ice. Like this thing came right out of the fridge.
Yeah.
But as you bite into it, it is definitely, whatever this is, was cooked basically extremely medium rare, like on the rare side of medium rare.
Okay.
And the
If I eat
taste
it,
is actually very good.
okay. I was gonna say, as I eat it, does it seem like it'll like sit like not well in my stomach, or it's a kind of satisfying piece of meat?
It's a satisfying piece of meat.
Okay. Well, then I thank my host, and I thank the rest of them, or whoever got me the food. I'm like, have you ever seen any other beings, say with like fur, or as I'll kind of point at my head and kind of indicate that there I could have long hair.
Uh, the old one just sort of looks at you again and goes, "Child of fall, or sorry, child of autumn." Or, no, sorry, spring. That's what I said in the original. That's where I rolled it. Child
Yeah.
of spring, how did you come to be in Ravinia? The mortal plane is not easy for one such as yourself to get to.
I haven't always been like this. My my form changed after I ate food that was presumably from this realm.
What did this food look like?
It was a type of berry.
Hmm? Hey, now you have me questioning that.
What was that?
So now you have me questioning that.
It was originally a type of berry, kind of a large berry.
Oh, actually, the shape was more that of a pear. The texture on the outer skin, though, made it look like a berry
Okay,
because it
so I
seemed to
basically
bubble in certain parts, like a berry, like the outer edge of a berry.
gotcha. So I basically describe what the fruit looked like.
You can see he literally looks confused now. That should not be possible.
When I purchased it, it seemed to be some sort of exotic food from another place.
Yes, it would be. But The fruit you describe does not cause, and he looks you up and down, this.
I did bake it into a type of dessert with other ingredients.
You can see he sort of gets not quite anger, but something about your story. He's like, what else did you add to it?
Common ingredients from my realm. Um, are you familiar with a food called pie?
He rolls his eyes, yes.
What I baked it into was something similar to that. I wasn't the one who actually baked it, somebody else did, but I gave them instructions on what to use. I mixed it with some fruits from my realm, as well as things like flour and sugar. It sounds like that's something I definitely shouldn't have done.
That fruit is of the autumn. How are you a creature of spring?
I don't really know. This was completely new to me when it happened to me. Terminology he's using, does it remind me of anything that my mother taught me about?
Do another check on that history. Better. Um, you know a few things. You do know that there are 4 courts, one for each season. Uh, that the summer and winter courts absolutely despise each other and have gone to war many, many, many times. That often the fall and the winter get along better than the winter and spring, and that the spring and summer get along better than the summer and autumn. And while
Would I know what type of creature would be a goblin in this classification?
a goblin is not a fey creature,
No, I get that, but if they were to see one, what would they classify it as?
uh, the goblins you met would probably fall under autumn.
Okay. And how about gnomes?
Gnomes would probably fall under spring
Okay.
or winter, depending on personality.
Would I know about the specifics of that?
Well, you've seen the difference. You've seen the gnomes who raised you, and you've seen the behavior of certain other gnomes at the campus.
Yeah.
Uh, like,
So would my
well,
mother be considered a child of spring? Or do I know enough about her to even make that determination?
you don't know enough to make that determination.
Okay.
Like you said, you've had a lot of stories you've learned about your mom.
Yeah, I can imagine.
But he simply turns to one of the others and just says, "We will allow you to stay for the night." And he turns to one of the other elder ones, and they run off and go do something. The one that's been glaring daggers at you just continues to, and the other one that's fixated on you, that's been following you since you got in the door, that followed you in the door, is still just never takes their eyes off you. The one that was glaring daggers at you grabs them by the arm and drags them away out of the room.
Kind of like, don't touch him. Is my host
That'd be a
still?
good way to indicate it.
Is my host still in the room?
The host has not left the room. No.
Okay, so basically, I thank you very much for your hospitality. Is there anything that I may do to assist you, to repay you for your kindness?
Um, Perhaps a and you can see he was about to say something, and he just sort of starts sniffing the air. Perhaps the trinket in your bag. Actually, no, you don't have your bag.
I don't have my bag. I just have what's on me, my
Yep.
clothes and
Yep.
anything that's in my
There was
pocket.
something in your bag that he would have been very interested in, but you don't have it.
Oh, okay. I think I know what you're talking about.
um, he simply goes, "How about a favor of equal merit? Tit for
Uh,
tat, how you say?
what type of favor? That
Well,
sounds fair.
we are providing you shelter. You return the favor if at any time in the future the time arises."
Well, I hope the opportunity does arise because I would like to repay you. uh, but just I'm trying to make my way back to Ravinia. So if any of your colleagues happens to make their way there, I would be happy to provide lodging for them and food.
And you can see he opens his hand and a scroll appears before it, and he signs it, and he says, hands you the pen and simply says, "Then let's make it official."
Certainly.
And you can see he just sort of closes it into his hand and hands you a small piece of paper from the corner about the size of a stamp, and he says, "Your copy has proof of our deal."
Was there anything I need to sign or?
Yeah,
Mark?
he gave you the pen and just gave you,
Oh, okay. Then I would have signed
and
it.
you signed, and basically it disappeared, and he took a tiny little piece of the corner and gave it to you.
Well, I will put it somewhere on my person that it's gonna kind of stay safe.
I mean, there is a pocket in the tunic.
Okay, then that's where I put it.
Uh,
While I stay with you, is there any sort of restrictions that I need to know about? Because I definitely do not want to offend you in any way.
I will only say, for your own safety, do not venture outside until we wake you in the morning, and do not venture outside without an escort.
Fair enough. Is it all right if I do some exercises?
Certainly. And the elder woman that you saw go away earlier comes out, and I shall show you to your quarters, and takes you back through a little winding hall up to the second floor, and a door that looks like it's made of glass, but as you touch it, you can feel the chill in your hand and realize that this door is made of ice.
I just kind of make note
And
of it, and I'm like,
while
it.
it looks to be about a half-inch thick, but the weight of it as you push it, you would think that the ice had to be at least 5 feet thick.
That's unusual.
We shall see you in the morning. Oh, I am Teresia.
Thank you, Teresia.
You met Lord Isis downstairs.
Is that how I should refer to him?
Yes,
Thank you for.
ICIS, Isis.
I get it.
We shall see you in the morning. And she leaves.
I'll go in the room and make myself busy until I'm tired.
Okay.
I'm just kind of praying to myself that thank God they didn't want to hurt me.
All right. Let me gotta do. Yep, now that's listed as carried. Okay. I'll make some notes for you to copy over of that. But yeah, that's it for you now. We cut back to the party.
It's like, yay, I'm not dead.
No, not dead.
So I'm still kind of screwed.
But you did some things I did not expect you to do.
Well,
And I'm just interested where that goes.
I just hope if I like when I find my mom, if I find my mom, I hope she doesn't scold me for making a deal like that.
Oh god, what are we at? We're slash. Okay, there we go. All right. So the rest of the party, you guys were with Null. Where were you going after that?
Um, I figured we'd cash in what we need to do to lock up the monetary portion of the graduation requirements.
And so yeah, when I was looking at the party sheet, you do have loose on the wagon. 520, 570, 590 gold pieces worth of gems.
And what's
The five-
left? What's left to hand in? How much? How much?
So are you turning all those in? Because right now you've handed in nothing so far. That's why I wanted to know what all you're handing in.
Right.
We need a minimum of 1,000, like worth or
Right.
altogether.
And we have clearly enough platinum pieces
Well,
to hit
in
that.
the party treasure, we have 524 gold pieces, and you said just in jewels we have 590.
590.
So, well, this is easier than selling them. We just have to give a value. So we could. I'd be okay with just bringing them all over as it is.
Well, now the real question is: are they giving us the actual value of the gems, or what they think the gems are worth? Because then we have to give whatever out of what we have in the
Well,
party treasury, plus if we have to
gems
have
are
more.
gems. They have a set value. Once they are listed as identified, you know the value of what they have a trade value of.
Oh, okay. I was just making sure. You know, some people be like, "Yeah, it's not that worth that much." Okay. But yeah, if we
Well,
just
yeah,
do
it's
what
you that they aren't going to touch the 3 flawed gems that you have, but otherwise,
Okay. And what else do we have that's not coin that has value?
I have diamonds.
What's that?
I believe I have diamonds in the Oh no, I have diamond. Yeah, I have 2 diamonds and 2 diamond dusts in the Jeffers bag. So technically, with the diamonds, we have 600 because they're worth about 300 each.
Should we
But
save
we
the
want,
diamonds? Should we save the diamonds for possible spells later?
yeah, that's why we're gonna keep them. That's why I kept the diamond dust too. But
So
that's definitely something that if we wanted to, we could.
we have enough coin to easily make up the rest of the.
Yeah, with literally it's just what's in the undistributed party treasure. If I just take 410 from there and add it to
Plus
the
the gems.
gems, you're
We're
set
done.
with your 1,000.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'd vote for that.
Sounds good to me.
Okay, so 410, that leaves 1 1. Okay,
All right, so check.
and let me so get rid of the gems that you turned in. Once I note each one on the form. Okay. I
So
will distribute the coin. Yep, 19 each. Oh, that's actually a perfect distribution. No extra gold left over. All right.
perfect. And other than what will be done in the battle royale, is there any are there any other loose ends graduation wise?
Uh,
Oh, okay.
just
Oh, go
if
ahead.
just if Vincent wants to continue to look for try and get one of those items.
Okay, because we have a few days before our match, right?
Yeah, it's the 13th. Your match is on the 18th.
And lastly, what about getting an extension for Quark?
So that you would need to speak to the administration about.
What do you
It would
think,
be
guys? I think we should try to do everything we can for Quark not to, to avoid him not graduating and maybe get an extension. Say he's
Yeah,
some
and
lost
hardship
in the
thing.
fate,
we also
Yeah,
need to
lost in the
either.
fate world. Yeah,
yeah.
we
We
should probably
also.
try to.
Sorry, go on.
No, I was just saying, yeah, we should probably try to make sure he doesn't get left behind.
Okay. We also need to talk to either Collingsworth or I think who is it, Walda, about the army.
Uh,
All right.
So who do you think we should talk to about that? Because we have for sure 2 people that we could talk to. Who do you think would be more beneficial to talk to for about it?
I think Collingsworth has more of the authority, but Wilda might have the sort of the kindness to direct us in the best possible way and maybe
Yeah.
give us advice before we go to Collingsworth. So,
Yeah, Collingsworth would be the harder to approach one.
yeah. So, what do you
All right.
think?
Yeah. Well, you have a forum with Wilda anyways, so probably be best to go to her first because none of us are really close with Lord Collingsworth.
I think that's reasonable. All right.
Okay, but we have to talk to administration about Kwark anyways.
Yeah, I thought Wilda might be able to help us with that.
Oh, okay. So 2 birds,
Yeah.
one stone.
Yeah, I was
But
thinking to
if
ask.
we want,
I was going to ask her for advice about all those, but pretty much ask her for advice about both topics.
yeah, we can always come back to the administrator building.
Yeah.
Oh, but I do have a question while we're there. The person that we're talking to right now, who is it about turning in all this treasure?
What
They're
was
not.
that?
I was asking who is there right now that we're handing all this treasure over to.
If you went to the admin building, this would be Miss Faunhopper.
She has nothing to say about Ellie.
She is going through this pile of gems and just bags and bags of gold that you've just dropped on her desk.
Oh, she's too busy.
And it's just, you also note there's boxes to the side of her desk. There's boxes over on the other side of her desk. There's many other people have had the idea, I'm going to get my stuff in early. And she is now stuck having to count every gold coin, every gem, evaluate every magic item that's been turned in.
Huh.
Miss Faunhopper looks, her hair is a little unkempt. She looks like she's just, waiting for that, what's going to be the straw that breaks the camel's back moment.
Okay. Perhaps we'll go in. Actually, wasn't it Wilda that actually knows a lot about the Feywild?
Yes.
So she might have an idea about Ellie. That it seems all of them are pointing go to her. Then again, the last Feywild thing that she came in contact with, she set on fire. So
So yeah, if you guys are wandering about looking for Wilda now,
Yep.
Let's say that long to get over and drop off the coin. Where are you going to go looking for?
Just start with her office.
Okay. Her office or the Arcana office?
Let's see, what time is it? It's
It's
12.
like
It's right in the middle of the day.
12:30.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, where is her office relative to that? I didn't know there were two.
Her actual office would be in the Wizard Tower, which not all of you have access to get into.
Yeah, I would say maybe she's having lunch in her personal office, and maybe I would go there.
Okay.
can he not
So
bring us in there
Gargon,
with him?
you're able to get in there. Saul and Vincent can get in there.
Oh, he's not able to allow us in there with him?
You have to use your talisman to get through the archway.
It's not like the dorms where you could allow a bunch of people through.
Nope, that was actually through, they had manipulated the gate.
Great. I guess we'll just wait here for you.
Yeah, and if she's not here, we'll go over to the Arcana suite.
Okay. So, like 30 minutes to get over to and get up the tower to her room. You get there, and she is there instructing her students that are in the room, going over. These appear to be more senior students because you don't recognize a lot of them.
Yeah. I kind of nod to Saul and Vincent towards maybe some seats in the back, with thoughts of sitting down in the back quietly and waiting till they're done.
It's not a class. They're just in there working on something that she's telling them to do.
Ah. All right. Then I look for a respectful moment to see if she makes eye contact and see if it's okay to come over and ask her a question.
Yeah, it's about 10 minutes, but she spots you and looks over, and she actually makes her way out of the room, and you hear her barking some orders at the people as she's walking away. And Mr. Gargon,
Yeah, and is it right now relatively private? Where's she?
you're in the doorway to her thing with you guys standing basically in the hall.
In her office is where relative to that.
It's not really an office. It's her lab.
Like, does she have like a little area in the back where she works and like does paperwork and stuff like
Yeah,
that?
she usually just has a desk she does work at
But
inside of her lab.
But that's right there in the lab.
Yeah.
All right. So when I kind of then just sort of back into the hall a little bit, and assuming there's not people right on top of us, I sort of relay the story of the desert. I introduce. Is Ellie with us?
She is not.
All right.
She is
I just
outside with Andrakii.
I tell her that we have two things that are of importance: one personal and one much on a much bigger scale. Um, tell her on a personal level. I tell her about the events in the desert, the disappearance of Kwark. Martin's. I name drop Martin and say what he said. The appearance of Ellie and just a little description, and then you know basically we're looking for advice on two fronts with that. One is, does she have any thoughts about how we could potentially find Quark? And also, what can we do to sort of maybe get a little time for him to sort of a little exception for him as far as graduation, since this disappearance is not his fault at all. And then after that, I'll move on to the war stuff.
You can see she's just taking in all of this that you've just thrown at her. So you can see she just starts rubbing her head. How do you get yourself into these situations? Well,
No,
It's not our fault that college assigned us all these tasks.
yeah. They say to grow, we have to work outside our comfort zone. We're growing all right.
and you see she sort of looks behind your group and goes, I will speak to Collingsworth as well as Quark's instructors and see what we can do about that. In the meantime, take me to this girl.
Oh, absolutely. And as we're walking, down the stairs, I kind of see if she can give any more detail about what she thinks happened to Quark and what we can do. Maybe the answer lies in what she sees with Ellie.
Martin said it's where he cannot go,
Correct.
then he is in the Fae. There is a price on Martin's head in the realm of the Fae.
I make a mental note to ask her more details about that later, unless she offers it. But I'm not going to distract her now about that gossip, if you will. And sort of see if, still what kind of nudging a little bit about any thoughts about how we can find Kwark?
There are some who myself and Lord Collingsworth can speak with. We will see what we can do. As for his extension, I don't foresee that being an issue. If
You
he
mean
returns alive, even by the start of the next semester, I feel he shall not be limited by his absence.
that's much appreciated. Any preliminary thoughts about how we can find him?
I shall try to make contact with an old acquaintance.
Well,
See
thank
if
you
they
so
have
much.
heard something. Lord Collingsworth has his own contacts. Hopefully he can get in touch if I am not able to. And so, about 10 minutes later, you step outside, and Ellie, you get to meet Wilda for the first time, this 3-foot tall gnome in these red and gold robes.
And I,
How tiny.
You can see she's just looking up at you and just uh, have you completed your schoolings yourself, child?
I don't believe so. Like I have very limited memory.
I see. You can see she tries to think of a few things at first, and finally she says something in a language you don't understand. Hmm. Says something else, another language you have no clue what she's talking about.
does anybody in our party understand it?
Check, but I don't believe so. No. Uh, Gargon, it's not a language you know per se, but there is certain elements of it that you recognize from your knowledge of the like of the language of giants.
Hmm.
Uh,
Is she trying to figure out what I am?
you would think probably, but unlike when Kwark showed up, she is not shocked to see you.
Yeah, that's fair.
So, when did your formal education stop?
Sorry
And
about
what
that.
village were you raised in?
Accessing it. Sorry. Coral Spike Gardens in Spring Court.
Uh, okay. You want to scroll down further because that's not the question she was asking, but she does take note of that. No. And you can see that one caught her off guard.
Oh,
Where were you raised?
the village of Oda. ODA. In the eastern half of. I don't know what that says.
Oh, just did.
Thank you.
And she just looks at you and just. How long were you among the Fae?
How was I among the Fae?
How long?
How long? Oh.
Yes.
So I went into the Fae realm in 67 at the age of 10.
Okay. Let's go this another way. What year is it, dear?
72?
And you can see she's just sort of nodding and smiling and like, uh, uh, all of you come with, and she just starts walking towards the skills building. We're going to go over this way. And she takes you across the campus over to the skills building, up to the Arcana room, which is basically hers, but every one of you can enter there.
Mm.
And she gets everyone to sit down. And so, Miss, I'm sorry, I did not catch your name.
Elifanza.
Yes. So, I'm not sure if your traveling companions here have informed you, but you are not in Togistin, you are in Faldarish. On a more awkward note, it is not. Hmm, oh, how. It is not the year 72 in the era of iron and magic. It is the year 117.
Oh.
I dare say, and she's looking you up, looking you over. She's like, You realize you are 7 feet tall, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Ever met a 15-year-old in your village who was 7 feet tall?
I don't think so. I just thought that my height came from my father.
You said that you were wandering in the Coral Spike Garden. Um, how did you come to be in the desert where you met the rest of your companions here?
I was lured into the Fey realm. No.
It's not something written because you actually don't know, but I will allow you to make a. Now that it's been brought to your attention, I'll let you make a history Fey realm roll for this.
Ouch.
With that, I'm going to say the only thing you really know is you were walking in the woods. You leaned over to fill your water skin, and the next thing you knew, you were tumbling down a mountain and came up in the desert.
Is there any chance there's an aha moment for Gargon?
I will give you a chance on this just because I think you've been close on a few things and just missed some things. I'll let you make a history check, DC 17.
And
So it's
oh,
not ridiculous for you.
all right. Brilliant academic can go into this or no?
Ah, crap. Yes, it can.
Let's- I may need it.
So yeah, you're gonna need it. You need a 5 or better.
All right. Little mouse trouble here. Sorry.
Oh my god.
How cruel.
I love the fact that it rolled off the 11 onto the 4.
Yeah, yeah. I was hoping nobody saw that. Like I was hoping I would like if it wouldn't register, but it did.
It's like you're like, wait, that's you feel like there's something in the back of your mind that you're missing right now, and
Right. Because
it's just all thinking about it does is starts to give you a headache because you're like, I know I'm smarter than this.
because right now,
And that's the
obviously,
only thought that keeps repeating in your mind now. I know I'm smarter than this.
I know. I mean, because right now I'm thinking Quarks in the spiked coral gardens, and oh,
Brain fart.
Gargon, you okay? You look like you're in
yeah,
pain.
my head. I think I'm distracted because I have an even bigger topic to bring up with Wilda, and I'm feeling guilty that I'm not telling her sooner, but I feel like she's going to be so distracted by the second thing that I wanted to get this done first. I think that's why I'm distracted. You know,
Okay.
it's like
good lord.
I'm prioritizing like somebody passing a class over uh
Oh
war is
no,
about to come.
this is more than that, and that's also something else that I think you have not understood about this whole thing. There's a
Yeah.
few things that Gargon has missed now.
Sounds
Because
kind of like
he's so focused on what's next, he's missed a lot of things right now.
sounds more like he's passing gas through his ears.
I know.
Yeah. And she just sort of looks to Ellie and she just, okay,
I'm almost gonna grab Wilda by the collar and be like, "What am I?" Like, pick the gnome up to eye level and be like, "What am I missing?" But I don't. It was just like one of those
yeah,
things where you imagine it in a TV show, but then you really didn't do it.
yeah. She just goes,
You'd likely end up cockroach.
hmm. Well, I will take you to speak with Lord Collingsworth shortly. Oh, good gracious. Um, and then she stops and looks at Gargan. And you said there's more news?
Um, yeah. Um, it 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 may be bigger than this. It may not be. But I thought
Her
it would be
eyes
so
bug out as you say this may be bigger.
maybe. But I thought it would be so distracting, and we're so worried about Quark that you'll forgive me if I told you the news in the wrong order. But just sort of finding him has consumed all of our thoughts, and so anyway. But I now feeling like she getting the sense that she's gotten all she can out of Ellie. Um, I now talk about the smoke on the horizon, what we saw, what Martin said about it. The folks in Origin have been updated, and that it sounds huge.
And with that, she just sort of looks at you like, okay.
I figured
If Martin has already informed Alvazen, then this is likely almost already dealt with.
if you
The
speak to Collingsworth about our first topic, I don't know, maybe worth mentioning, but I'll leave that up to you.
I will mention it, but if Martin's connections have already been informed in Alvazen, then the Alvazen army is already on its way to deal with it, and they might not have the numbers directly, but when you have 1,000 seasoned wizards among the army, not likely going to be much of a fight.
And Guardian can't.
In the situation you were in, I could understand where you would see this, but you don't even hear about this half the time. A force that size is manned every few years. They think they can do something, and let's just say we burn and bury them in the desert.
So Guardian gives her like a little wizard to wizard smile of wizardly pride.
I mean, it's not like you heard specific chants of rituals. It was just marching orders, a set rhythm.
What's my answer to that?
what you had heard and what you described would be, yeah, it was a rhythm. Yes, then it should be. Honestly, the forces at Flameborough could probably man the entire thing with a few help from the nearby guard towers. I will be sure that Lord Collingsworth is aware and he looks into it, but well, you saw what they were actually able to accomplish with a collective joint effort of multiple factions from Longtier during the winter solstice. And yes, there are 20 or so individuals who went missing and a few that did not see the light again, but that was with a bunch of untrained children. To be fair, the numbers are a concern, but
Does
let's
Gargon know
just
what she's
say the
talking about right
people of
now?
the what?
Does Gargon know what she's talking about right now?
Yeah, the winter
Does
solstice
does
where you guys fought the bugbears in the field.
oh, she feels it's a similar
Yeah,
source.
she's like, you got like, yeah, that was a force of a few hundred, and they got literally slaughtered by children in one night.
Children being us.
Yes,
All right.
she's like, they're yes, they have numbers, but well, you've seen Flameborough. There's a reason the walls are 15 feet tall. It's not that easy to just take it, nonetheless march towards Alrazin, but if they were marching elsewhere, that could have been a concern. There are smaller cities and villages to the north. Could also have been an indication that they were seeking allies from other places, but yes, every 3 to 10 years, a large force marches towards Flameborough, potentially towards Alrazin. That's why it looks like the desert extends to Flameborough. It actually was once part of Green Lush Lands, and, well, like I said, we burned a lot of things over there.
When you were making your inquiries to Ellie, and she talked about her perceived age and the year it's now, and the fact that her growth meant that some real time had to have passed. Um, I for a fleeting moment, I thought I understood, and I'm blanking. What am I missing?
And she looks back at Ellie for a moment and
And in that, I specifically mentioned, the only thing could come to mind is would Quark be where she came from? Um,
yes,
and then I say, what am I
a,
missing?
it is a good possibility that if you lost track of Quark and the behavior that you saw, it is a good possibility that he found himself into the Fey realm. It is somewhere I would have no problem going to, nor Lord Collingsworth, to deal with this, but Martin simply entering it would set off alarms across all 4 of the courts. Which would explain his response. What this means is, and you can see she just gives a bright smile to Ellie and just, we should go speak to Lord Collingsworth. And she just sort of looks to the doorway. You're not fooling anyone. Just come out already. And if anybody looks to the doorway, you see a human with a long, 3-foot-long black ponytail in about 18 inches off his head, well, clean-shaven face, all black wrapped leather armor that seems to almost materialize out of the shadow. I take it none of you have noticed your trail, or should I say tail, for these past few months.
Oh, can't say that I have.
No.
This is Instructor Kaito.
Kaida?
Kaito. Kyto. He is charged with what are usually perceived as the most at risk. Yes, that'd be a good way to say it. At risk of the freshman and sophomore students when they leave the campus. He also would have been the one who was following your efforts in the desert. And had he have deemed that there was a true risk, he would have stepped in.
I just turn to him and say thank you.
Pleasure.
So you saw me pick that lock, right? Is what I say.
He just smiles at you and says, yes. Although I will note, the one you made the deal with actually spotted me. Remember when he looked to the door?
Yeah. But I didn't see him do that thing.
No, you saw him look to the door, but didn't catch any. You're like, hey, he's nothing there. What's he waiting for someone to come in?
Oh, so that's what he was looking at. I gotta learn how to do that myself.
He sort of chuckles and just sort of. It is a skill passed down through my family for 15 generations. And then he
Some
simply
people
says,
are.
then he simply says a simple phrase that none of you recognize the language of. And then he smiles, nods, and says, that's what I figured, and walks out. Wilda's just like, as smug as ever. Shall we go see Lord Collingsworth?
Yes,
And she
ma'am.
sort of taps Ellie on the top of her hand. You, dear, stay close to me. I do want to see what the little harlot's reaction is. And she guides you all back to the admin building. You walk back in, you still see Miss Fawnhopper going through this, that, and everything else, and you see her literally just chucking gems into a bag, and then see her looking over random earrings and necklaces and going, fake, fake, ooh, real. You all just stand at the desk for a moment, and Wilda just goes, ahem. Miss Fawnhopper looks up, doesn't see Wilda at first because of the desk, but does see you, Saul, and smiles, and looks across the room and lands on Ellie. And she just goes, well, you are new.
Hello.
Greetings. I am. Oh, where are my manners? Many call me Miss Fawnhopper here, but you may refer to me as Faritha. How can I help you all today? And finally, she spots Wilda, and her smile fades. And Wilda just looks at her and says, I will add this to your file. We are going to see Lord Collingsworth. Not a question, just a statement, and starts marching up the stairs with all of you.
Do we get the sense she's so respectful to Ellie is related to what the artwork on the walls and that sort of stuff?
No, there are two things that Miss Fawnhopper notes, and she has 1.5 of them. With a bonus point for the fact that she immediately recognized what Ellie is.
I'm just wondering if the moving plants and stuff on the wall is, either due to a interest in or connection to the Feywild herself, or is that something we already know?
No, that just has to do with who Miss Fawnhopper is.
Right. Yeah, and I guess what I'm saying is she recognizing a fellow Fey creature or something like that.
Whoever said that Ellie's a Fey?
Let's say a Fey dweller.
So you guys make your way up the stairs. Wilda straightens up her robes and then knocks on the door. And you hear Lord Collingsworth just simply call out something that's sort of muffled. And she opens the door to lead you in. And there you see Lord Collingsworth in the midst of finishing getting dressed. He has his pants on, but you see his shirt, tunic, he was just getting ready to put back on. And you suddenly have a new impression of Lord Collingsworth. Because though he might be 50 to 60 years old, the stories seem to vary, he's built like Arnold. Wilda, I said a moment. She simply looks at him and speak more clearly next time, then. We have a guest, and she sort of motions to Ellie. He just looks at her and he goes, is she their representative to try and negotiate trade deals again? I've told that old rat not to bother. Wilda you can see her just making sort of a throat cutting motion, like, child, please introduce yourself.
Hello, sir. My name is Elefonza. Very nice to meet you.
And which delegation are you from? I assumed it was the ETC, but
I'm not. I don't understand what you're asking. I was filling up my water skin, and all of a sudden I ended up in the desert, and then I came across a bunch of individuals who go to school, and I followed them here.
he looks to Wilda. Is there a way to skip the ocean and get directly to Toja's Den, then? And he looks back at you. Where were you filling up your water skin? Where? What lake? What river? What stream?
Do I know this? I don't think I do I?
No, but give me a. This is going to be a wisdom. I'm going to say it's just a wisdom check on this.
Ah, why?
So he rambled off a lot in a hurry, but what you piece together is he's asking what body of water in Toja's Den you were at that randomly put you in the desert over here where you ran into them.
I still don't know. Do I? Like, is it in that thing that you?
Nope, because
I was gonna say because I'm.
he has no understanding of the fact that you were referring to the Fey realm. He's asking if there's now some magical portal to teleport you from where you were on Toja's Din to Fall Dark.
Oh, derp. I'm sorry. So yes, I was raised in the Fey realm, so I would tell him that and just be like, sorry for the confusion.
And he looks over the party again. He goes, pinches his nose, and he says, "And where's Mr. Kwark?"
Yeah, I was just gonna ask Wilda to bring up the subject. You beat me to it.
Anybody care to answer him?
Oh yeah, I was hoping well that's what I had actually was gonna do actually before you spoke. I was gonna just get Wilda's attention, mouth the word Quark, and hope she would update him. But if she doesn't, I feel I could answer his question directly.
Yeah, Wilda will simply reiterate what she got out of the rest of you and go, tell Miss Fawnhopper to go pay a visit to Misty Oak and pass along the news. I am not dealing with Nix on this matter. Pass it a
Is
little
it possible you
easier.
fade? Is it possible you faded out a little bit? I'm not sure we heard every word.
Oh, yeah. He's gonna tell Wilda to get Miss Fawnhopper to go to Misty Oak and inform Nix because he is not about to be the one delivering that news to her.
I'm in deep dung.
Would Gargan be thinking this would be something that they would go with Fawnhopper to do?
Possibly. Be up to you guys' call.
I'm just thinking, I'm thinking to myself, this is what I'm going to ask the rest of the party when this interview.
It's Elifonza.
Yes?
What is... Does the village of Ola even have a formal school system? At least that far back. Did you ever attend formal studies as a child?
Mm, no.
Okay. Uh, Wilda, okay, here's what we're going to do. Wilda, I will speak with you briefly after the rest of you leave. We will do what needs to be taken care of. Miss Elifonza, please come back to this building and speak with Miss Fawnhopper before 5 o'clock today. We will try and make some emergency arrangements so you have somewhere to at least stay for the night. And we will speak on this when we shall have clear our heads in the morning. He just looks at the collective group. Is there anything else that anybody wishes to share at this time?
I turn to Wilda again and say, war.
Oh my
Sort of
god.
looks at you and looks at her, and Wilda then repeats what she heard.
We're nothing but trouble.
He doesn't come out and say that, but the look on his face is certainly making you begin to wonder if
This is how we get expelled. Because I just don't want to deal with this anymore.
I shall contact my acquaintances in Alrezen and see that additional forces are sent, as well as one comrade to the north to make sure that nothing else is going on. Is that actually everything?
I just I squeeze my temples and I'm like, Quark's extension.
He just looks at you like, after you say that, he just looks at you. Have you met Nyx?
No, sir.
Actually, you have.
Yes, sir.
That's Kwark's mom.
Oh, Nyx is Quartz tomorrow. Oh. Yes, sir.
I am not about to withdraw her child over this.
Thank you,
Might not
sir.
live to see the next day. Now, if there's no additional news, you may leave. Wilda goes to turn with you, not you, and just look at her feet.
I think
He
we're gonna
looks
let
to Ellie again. You, please return and see Miss Fawnhopper between 4 and 6 today. We will figure something out.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
That said, she does not have access to any food. Please take her to get something to eat.
Yes, sir.
And as you all go out, as soon as the door shuts, you just hear, "Oh, bloody hell, woman! I told you to have someone watching him." Before their voices fade.
Well, it's interesting to
You
know.
know it's got to be bad when even Collingsworth is afraid to see my mom.
Right.
It also says something that it was expected that this would happen, or something like this would happen.
Oh, I guess we'll take
Okay.
her to the mess hall.
Yep. So yeah, you guys are free to go get some food. You have, by the time you get over there, you're going to have just under an hour and a half till the first time she can come back and get her whatever they're going to provide, and then an hour beyond that. But we're going to call it there. Uh, so yeah, we'll be back in
Cool.
2 weeks. Let me just stop the recording.